Hey there guys, so everyone seems to have an observation or a theory behind Anthony Joshua's loss to Andy Ruiz. Everyone has given their opinion. Now, the one that standed out the most for me was David Haye's comments. He seems to believe he knows the reason why Anthony Joshua suffered a loss to Andy Ruiz. He believes that in sparring, Anthony Joshua was not training correctly. He thought that sparring needed to be more uncomfortable for Anthony Joshua in order to prepare him for what will happen in the ring, because Andy Ruiz comes to fight. He is a pressure fighter, he likes to get on the inside, and he loves a trade up. He just comes to fight, and he wants to leave it all in the ring. You saw how he went down against Anthony Joshua, got straight back up, and went straight for AJ. He wanted revenge for being hit and knocked down, and that is a true fighter. Now, David Haye seems to believe that Anthony Joshua needs to try and replicate that in sparring. Now, I'll read to you what David Haye had to say about Anthony Joshua and his loss to Andy Ruiz, and his theory behind it. He had this to say: Joshua is a supreme athlete. He's probably physically superior to every other heavyweight on the planet. But his boxing experience is quite limited compared to Andy Ruiz, and you can't make up 10 years of extra boxing experience with a training camp, no matter who your coach is. It's all about being in the ring with guys in sparring. I talked to Carlos Takam as well, and he said a lot of the sparring AJ does is technical sparring. It's not full on. It's nothing like the sparring I did. It's not like the sparring Derek Chisora does. We fight. We're not getting paid for it. You just get fight hardened. Every round is tough. I did loads of rounds with Carlos. Rounds that I lost, and they were hard rounds. I'm like, guys, this is not nice. I'm not enjoying this. This is really, really bad. I really need to fix up. So I'd come back the next day, try again. Same things happen. But that's what you need. You need that. How many rounds does Joshua do where he loses in sparring? I don't know. I don't imagine that many. Maybe he needs rounds that he loses in sparring. For that, you need to pay sparring partners. I had Deontay Wilder in sparring, Marius Wack, 2 rounds in, 2 rounds in. So it's horrible. So I'm struggling. So come fight night, it feels a lot easier. I'm not sure if he's doing that. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But it didn't look like it on fight night. And maybe he needs to incorporate some of that hard, tough sparring behind closed doors with bigger gloves and head guards so he doesn't get cut or damaged. So that is what David Haye has had to say about Anthony Joshua and his current situation, and perhaps what he needs to do in order to beat Andy Ruiz and to move forward with his career. Now, I believe this is very, very good advice for Anthony Joshua. Now, he may be doing sparring like David Haye is saying and how he has explained here, but, I mean, judging by what Carlos Takam has said, maybe he isn't, and perhaps that is something he needs to incorporate into his training. I believe that Anthony Joshua will beat Andy Ruiz in the rematch, but it's just how he does it. He can always box behind his jab and get a points decision, but I don't think any of us believe he's really going to do that. He's going to go in and try and knock Andy Ruiz out. And to do so, perhaps he needs to follow David Haye's advice. Make sparring just as hard as the fight is, so he is comfortable in an uncomfortable situation come fight night. Guys, what are your thoughts on David Haye's comments? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.